It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. Great to have you in studio with us today. We have a couple of members of the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission with us today. We're going to spend about 20 minutes talking with them about what it's like being on that commission and just what the job entails, and find out a little bit more about our young people here in the Verde Valley. So we have Gunnar Tillmans, he's the president, okay, and then Secretary Rachel Valentine. Welcome to studio, both of you, and thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you.
I always like having the young people come in, and I told you before the show to pick their brains and kind of find out how things are going in the Verde Valley in your eyes. So before we get into that, though, let's go ahead and talk about what made you decide to be on the Youth Advisory Commission, because that's quite a role for a year. It's 1 year, right?
Yes.
And I should probably say the reason we're doing this show is that September 26th, the deadline has actually been extended for the next Youth Advisory Commission, 14 to 18 years of age. Is that right?
Yes, that is
okay,
correct.
14 to 18 years of age can apply. And then how many people are chosen?
So there's 14 chairs.
Okay.
And we currently have 6 members. So we're having 8 applicants this year.
Oh, okay. So you served more than 1 year. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how many years do you serve? Because I thought it was a 1 year thing and then everybody swapped out, but that's not the case.
Mm-mm. And I think I was wrong. I believe we have. Never mind. I was correct.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. So how many years do you actually serve on the commission then?
So you basically it depends on when you're selected.
Okay.
And that runs until you're 18 or at the end of your senior year.
Okay. So if I'm 14 and I apply and I get picked, I could actually be on this commission for 4 years. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Up to 4 years. Okay. All right. So let's start with Rachel. Ladies first. What made you decide to get on the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission?
I actually started in 8th grade. I applied, so I've been on it for a while now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really interested in leadership, and I want to make a difference in the community, especially being born here, growing up here, and being around all of my peers. I just really wanted to be a part of making it a better place to live.
Okay, all righty. Okay, we'll get into that and find out kind of what you've been working on to try to make this a better place to live. Gunnar, what brought you to the council?
Well, I went in as an alternate. So basically, when there's the full seats, then you're basically you just sit there, understand how the council works. So then next year, you're basically going to be selected to go onto the council.
Okay.
I went on 2 years ago, and what made me so interested about CYC is I've always been interested in leadership positions, and helping the community, because I think it's just such an amazing opportunity for youth to be able to get involved in. I found out about it from Diane Jones, the mayor, which was amazing, and she told me about it, and I just wanted to be in it. And so I sent my application in, and I got to be an alternate on that commission, and I went to every meeting and event, and it's been pretty amazing.
So we have the commission members, and then we have alternates as well, which
Correct.
is what you were, Gunnar. Okay,
Yes.
so kind of like almost like a jury. You've got your jury pool, but you've got some backup folks just in case
Yeah.
somebody. Okay, all right.
Yes. Usually there's only 1 to 2 alternates in the year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So leadership, that's your goal. How about politics? Interested in politics? Because it is politics. It's politics.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a possibility.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I would truly, go for like the mayor of Cottonwood or being a county supervisor, but it is a possibility. And obviously leadership interests me, but I don't think I would go into that field.
Okay, so maybe city council would be about as far as you'd consider going.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Rachel? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. But no higher, not president or anything like that, huh?
I don't know yet. I
Yeah.
mean, possibly.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's open, right?
Yeah.
It's an option. I mean, you didn't want to close all the doors on your options, right? I mean, it is an option. Okay, so now you've been on the council for a long time.
Yeah.
How did you get voted president, and how does that work out?
So once I became a member from the City Council of Cottonwood, because we run by Robert's rules and it has laws and everything inside the council, Then once you're a member, you're allowed to vote. You're allowed to run for positions.
Okay.
I decided to run for president about a year ago, and basically, you obviously have a speech all laid out, and you are away from the council. One person goes in and you talk to the 14 chairs, and then that person comes out, and the next person comes in and talks to the 14 chairs. Then all the candidates are removed from the room while the 14, or depending on how many chairs are there, or depending on how many chairs are running, it is voted upon who is the president.
And we have 8 chairs?
No, we have 14.
14.
Eight applicants.
8 applicants. So we're looking
chair.
for 8 qualified people to come
Yes.
in and fill these seats, because we've got obviously 8 people graduating, including
Yep.
you, right, Rachel? Yeah, this is your last year, so you'll be graduating. Okay. How did you get to be secretary?
Well, I ran the same time he did, and I just didn't want to take on a high role such as the president, because I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities besides this, and so I thought secretary would be fun.
Is it time consuming being on the commission?
It's not as much as you would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of community work.
Yeah.
A lot of people that hear like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this. I can't make. I'm too busy. But
Sure.
the truth is, depending on what role you play in the council, and obviously you need to participate. You don't need to just show up. You know what I mean? But it's not as time consuming as most people would think. But it's just, you show up, you sit down at a meeting, we'll make some events. You go to the events, it's maybe 1-2 hours. Sometimes it's a whole day, but it all counts for volunteer hours, which helps on your college application.
Gotcha. Okay. So we've got college aspirations, and obviously.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. You've been kind of quiet, Rachel. But so what do you see? Where do you see yourself after? Well, let's not get to that just yet. We'll do that in the second half. We've still got a couple of minutes before we even have to take a break. Let me ask you this: you've obviously been working on stuff for years. Then I did not know how the commission works, so you've been at it for a long time now.
Yeah.
What have some of the projects that the commission has brought to the council? Because you come up with these ideas, right, during your meetings?
Yes.
And then you have to present these to the council. So give me a couple of things that you've had, Rachel, over the years that you've been on the commission.
Well, a lot of our main projects we try to do year after year if they're successful. So the Angel Tree is one of my favorites we do every year at Christmas to help needy kids. The Teen Night I really like. I think it's really important to have a place for teens to come and just have safe fun. I think that's really important. A few years ago, we had a really big concert in the park, which I really liked. I think it's nice just to get the youth and all the families involved and just bring everyone together just for fun. I think it's nice to see everyone just having a good time. We did the March for Meals we do all the time. That's important. This year we were trying to do a 3-on-3 basketball tournament to help the homeless, so we're going to continue working on that this year.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you guys have actually come up with ideas,
Yes.
implemented them, and it has become an annual event.
Yeah.
Correct.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take our first break. What do you guys say, okay? President Gunnar Tillmans and Secretary Rachel Valentine from the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission in studio today. This is Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Welcome back to Countywide. Great to have you along. Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission in studio today. Secretary Rachel Ballantyne and President Gunnar Tillmans is in studio today. We're talking about the Youth Advisory Commissions. They are currently taking applications. We have 8 seats available, correct?
Correct.
8 seats available. Applications are due by September 26th. Applications, they can just probably go right down to the city of Cottonwood and get them right there, I'd imagine, or on the website even.
So how you apply is you go down to the rec center here in Cottonwood and you ask for a CYAC or the Youth Commission application, and then you'll be handed an application to where you fill out and bring back.
Okay. So how big is the application? Top one?
No.
No?
No.
But after the application process, let's say, okay, Gunnar, you've been chosen. You've been selected as one of the 8.
Yes.
What's the process now after you filled out the application? How does the rest of this work, this application process?
Okay, so what we do is usually we have about 30 applicants or more. It's actually more.
More.
Anyway, and so we'll go through and we'll score these applications. The scores of each applications are added up depending on how well the questions were answered. It's based off of 5 questions that you'll be asked. These applications are then scored, filed, and then the top scores, we will then contact you, and then they'll be brought in for an interview. We'll interview you, and then there's another scoring process done. And once we find the top applicants and interviews, we will then select you to be on the CYAC Council, which will be appointed by the City of Cottonwood.
That sounds like a pretty much the process for any city employee.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how that works. You know, you get the list of applicants, and then you whittle them down. You whittle them down a little bit more, and then it boils down to a face-to-face interview. So I imagine public speaking is something that you're going to have to be willing to do.
Yes.
I mean, here you two are right now. You've never been on TV and done this before, but you're doing great. So it's obviously something you've done before. I mean, you have to address the city council, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What's that like?
So basically, we kind of, how we keep our speech skills is that we will we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance at the city council, and we'll say, John, you're going to do it on such and such date. And so everybody kind of has a calendar set out to when they will, go to city council and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Whenever there's appointments to the city council, higher positions will speak to the city council.
Okay, all right. So there's the point where we've got this idea. The commission, now does the commission meet separately from the council?
Yes.
How often do you meet?
So we meet once a month.
Okay.
Usually it's the first Monday.
What time?
It's varied,
Okay.
6 to 6:30, so it's around that time.
Okay, so evening. Okay,
Yeah.
evening meetings. Okay, first Monday of the month. Where do you meet?
It'll be at the rec center.
Okay.
And it is in the meeting room in a separate area.
Okay, all right. And then you sit down and you talk, and then how does it work? Does everybody supposed to kind of come to the table with ideas, or we've got our ideas already in place? I mean, how does this all play out, Rachel?
Well, we take attendance, Gunnar takes attendance, and then we have an agenda. So we go over old business first, so anything that we didn't finish discussing the meeting before, And then usually there's a city council member that usually sits in on the meeting, which is nice. And then we'll go over new ideas, and then it's open to everyone to just put in their ideas, and then we just collaborate as a group.
So why is the council member there?
I think they like to hear what the youth has to say, and just they want to hear what we're thinking, what we think can be improved, and just stay current on what the youth is thinking about the Verde Valley.
Okay. So now you got to iron out this plan of whatever it is you're going to do, and as you mentioned before the last break, there you've got quite a few things that are annual events now in the Verde Valley. So, what's an idea you guys are working on right now? Give me an idea that you've been in the works for this year. What's happening?
So kind of Rachel mentioned it earlier. We're trying to get an event called Hoops for Homeless.
Okay.
And it's a
3-on-3 basketball.
3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Okay.
And what it is once we raise money, that will go to the One Day, One Night, I think I said that right, Stand for the Homeless. So basically the money will be gathered, and people that don't have a home for the night during winter months will be bought a hotel room for them, so that they don't freeze to death.
Right, they got a warm place for the night.
Yes.
And I do remember this program kind of started, I think, I want to say last year was the first time it kind of started, the One Day, One Night. So is that a Youth Advisory Commission idea?
Yes. Well, no. It's not an idea.
Okay.
It's an idea, but we're putting actions, plans into helping that organization.
To raise funds for that organization.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys obviously take donations, right?
Yeah.
Could I donate money to you right now if I wanted to, then say that I want this to go towards the Youth Advisory Commission and whatever projects you're working on? Can people do that?
You can do that.
Okay, see, there we go. Maybe we'll get some funding for you guys, right? For some of your projects. That would be great, right? Let's talk about you two, okay? What are the future goals in your lives right now? Future goals. Let's start with Rachel, because you're graduating. You're almost done.
Well, I want to go to Syracuse in New York, and I want to major in electronic journalism. And that's all I got so far.
That's as far as you've gotten so far. Okay. And Gunnar, once you're done, you're a junior, so you've got another year to go after this one.
Yeah. So my goal is to go to ASU and to swim competitively in Division I, and then maybe 2020 Olympics.
Okay. So you're a swimmer.
I am a swimmer.
Okay, you're a swimmer. All righty. Let me ask you this, and I think, we've got time before we have to take our break. Do you think the Verde Valley is someplace that, because you always hear about this, and you hear people say, boy, we really need to bring in interests and jobs that are going to keep, when our young people graduate from Mingus, they're going to want to stay here and make this their home. Do you guys see the Verde Valley as your home once you're graduating from high school and spreading your wings?
I love Arizona, and so I think I would live in Arizona, but I don't see myself living in the Verde Valley. I don't know, I think it's just kind of one of those things. I want to see the world, you know what I mean, and then see where I want to live. But I was born in Kansas, and I know everything's flat and usually murky. And
okay.
It is.
Uh-huh.
And you come here and you can see the stars, you know what I mean, and
right.
And it's beautiful landscape, and so I like the land, but I'd like to see what else is out there.
Okay, all right. And then how about you, Rachel?
I think that after graduating high school, a lot of kids try to just branch out and find who they are, I guess, and I think there's a period of time where you just need to kind of just travel and experience the world. And then I do think the Verde Valley is a great place to raise a family just because it feels like home. I think there's a lot to do here. I think that it's a great environment for kids to grow up in. I think it's a great place.
Okay, all right, let's take our other break, okay? Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission, they are taking applications right now. You get the application of the Parks and Recreation Department. September 26th is the deadline. This is Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Countywide. Great to have you along. We've got just a couple minutes left in the program. President Gunnar Tillmans, Secretary Rachel Valentine from the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission in studio today. They are taking applications. Yes. We need 8 young people. Who are we looking for? What kind of young people are we looking for?
So basically, we're looking for people that has aspirations in leadership and are wanting to help the community.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Basically, we just want to make sure that you don't just want this on your resume. You know what I mean? You want to truly help the community, and you participate in events. Obviously, if you miss one, that's all right. But we are,
attendance is important.
Yeah, attendance is important.
Attendance is important.
But you know what? It's a fun council. We do these events, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, and the applications are available at the Parks and Recreation Department in Cottonwood. And they're due by September 26th.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Let me ask you this. Does the Verde Valley offer enough for its young people? Right now, our young people that we have right here, what are some of the things you hear, gosh, I wish we had this, I wish we had that in the Verde Valley? Movie theater. I heard you guys talk about movie theater at the very beginning, that there's been a survey been going on for quite a while now where you've been going around trying to figure out, how to get a movie theater back in the area. And I was saying that I was a little surprised too, because we had the 2 small theaters, but there is not one.
Yes, and so the CYC is working with other people to get a movie theater out. It'd be kind of out by that church out there.
Off of 89A?
Off of 89A.
Okay, Bill Gray Road, okay.
And that's where the movie theater would be. There'd also be a strip mall, but that's a future project we're working on.
Yeah, and that takes some time.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So that's one thing we see. Anything else you see in the Verde Valley that the young people need? Because you always hear there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
That is the biggest complaint. So when I hear nothing to do, what do you want to do? Tough question?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
Yeah.
I'll give my opinion on it.
Okay,
I think there are things you can do in Cottonwood, but I don't think it interests certain youth. I think they want to, go to Phoenix or, go to, Wet n Wild, or go bowling, and
things
stuff.
that kind of maybe just don't fit the size of our area just yet. Yeah, maybe the majority has a different ideas than what some of the minority. Because, when I was a kid, it was fishing in the river and going for hikes and walks and stuff. I was outside all day long.
Yeah.
Things have changed, obviously, since I was a kid. Yeah. That's all we got time for. Gunnar, great job. Thank you so much for coming in. Rachel, good luck on your last year, huh?
Thank
last
you.
year, you can hang up your hat and off you go.
Yep.
All right, that is today's Countywide. Again, applications due by September 26th for the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission. This is Countywide, and we'll talk to you again next time.